More context as the home team and 1 seed, the Oklahoma City Thunder, take a 2-0 lead. This is the 14th time that the Thunder have taken a 2-0 series lead in a 7-game series, dating back to the days when the franchise was in Seattle. I know folks in Seattle don't like when you mention that, just the context. They won all 13 of those series, including 4 sweeps. The Wolves, they trailed 2-0 in a 7-game series for the 4th time. They lost the previous 3. They've dropped back-to-back games for the first time since the middle of March. They had won each of the last 5 following a loss. Tonight was the 78th win for the Thunder, including the regular season and the playoffs, breaking a tie with the 95-96 Sonics team, who lost in the finals to Michael Jordan's Bulls in the finals. Each of the last 2 teams to win at least 78 games. Last year's Celtics, who I've referenced a bunch tonight, and the Warriors of 17 went on to win the title. Anthony Edwards did not speak tonight. Here is some thoughts from Julius Randle, who didn't play in the 4th.
Next game, man. Next game mentality. We got a game on Saturday, a chance to, get, in the win column in the series at home. So we know what's at stake in this series and what we got to do and how we got to be better. So, the good thing is we get to go home and we get another opportunity.
I know Julius. I know he's going to come in and work. I know that as a competitor, his blood's boiling, and he's going to come back the next game ready to go. We're going to be at home. We're going to have the comfort of sleeping in our own beds and having an opportunity to play in front of our home crowd, have them behind us, and just another chance to compete. I'm not worried about Julius. I know that he's a great player, and I know right now he's telling himself he's going to be ready for the next game.
Timberwolves have been nearly doubled up in the paint in this series, being outscored 112-64. They're a little better, at least earlier in the game tonight. Minnesota shooting just 50% there. Oklahoma City is better than 61%.
Got beat by the Thunder, as you wrote that backwards. But anyway, 118-103. Shea was sensational again tonight. 38 points on 12 of 21 shooting. 1 of 2 from the three-point line. He's aggressive as always, 13 of 15 from the free throw line, but he got great help from Jalen Williams, 12 of 20, 26 big points. Chet Holmgren, 22 big points. Jalen Williams also chipped in. He was their leading rebounder. He had 10 rebounds. Count them up, 10 rebounds. Minnesota, Ant was very inefficient. He did have 32 points, Ocho and Roy, but took him 26 shots to get it. 1 of 9 from the three-point line. Remember the other night, I think he was 1 for 7 from the three-point line. And Julius just didn't have it tonight. This is by far his worst game in the postseason thus far. 2 of 11 from the floor, 0 of 3 from the three-point line, only 6 points. And that's not good enough to get it done. I thought the bench played extremely well, gave him 35 big points tonight, Ocho. But it was the starters that let him down. Mike Conley, 3 points. Rudy Gobert. Now all of a sudden he don't look like Wilt Chamberlain. He doesn't look like Shaquille O'Neal when he got competent centers out there against him. And Julius again said he only had 6 points. Roy, I'm gonna start with you. I watched this game, Ocho. I watched this game extremely, extremely close because I wanted to see something. I'm not sure Minnesota can get more than a game if they can get that, because the game will be close, Ocho. And the next thing you know, they'll dart off and they'll be up by 15. They whittle it back down to 6, and then they take off again and they'll be up by 14. Watching this game, I'm convinced they can't win this series, but I'm not sure they can get more than a game, if that. Roy, watching this game, what is it that's been so impressive? And they've been impressive all year, so I guess we shouldn't really be surprised by the Thunder. 68 wins in the regular season, the MVP. They got a defensive player of the year, all defensive player in Lou Dort. What is it that OKC is doing to make it seem like Minnesota doesn't really belong on the court with them?
Well, to me, to be honest with you, it's like the defense. Around the three-point line, as soon as Anthony Edwards crosses the three-point line, there's bodies around him. So, like, the open space, the drives to be able to, like, get to the basket and have the explosion and dunk at the rim, those opportunities definitely are not there. And then the second thing for me is obviously just the guys like Caruso. I mean, you guys played sports, and as much as the superstars play well, they need like the ancillary players, the role players to play well. Wallace, Dort, Jalen Williams. He's an all-star, but on the defensive end, they were hunting out and playing the passing lanes, looking for tips and deflections. It only says they have 9 steals here, but I feel like they should have at least a lot more on the stat sheet, because any pass over the top to get to Julius Randle, Dort would sniff it out, and then it would lead to a transition bucket. Or Jalen Williams, he'd be up in the defense, getting deflections, getting tips. I think he should have way more than, I think, 2 steals that he has on the night. But he was getting out, leading the offense through their defense.
He was, and I think the thing is that you're right. They're loading up. They're not letting Anthony Edwards slither through those creases, get to the basket, Ocho, where he can get the and ones. He got a couple tonight, but they're doing a great job of loading up on him, and they've got very active hands. You see, every time Rudy Gobert get off his rebound, they slap it out, they get it going the other way. And when you turn the ball over against a team that have great wing players, that means they're in transition before you know it, because they're taking the ball away at the top of the key, the three-point line. So they don't got very far to go. It's not one outlet laying up at the other end. Yeah. Ocho, you picked Minnesota.
Yeah, man.
What's been the most disappointing thing? Because they've been very disappointing. These games really haven't been close. What's been the most disappointing thing when you're watching Minnesota that you're like, damn, this ain't the team that beat the Lakers 4-1. This is not the team that beat the Warriors and made it and did it convincingly. What is it that's been most disappointing watching the T-Wolves play?
Hey, honestly, just to tell you the truth, inconsistency. One game, Julius Randle, he goes off, he goes crazy. Then we have another game where Anthony Edwards, he's been efficient, he's been inefficient in both games. He's putting up points, but he's taking a lot of shots to get those points. Yep. He's not very efficient from the field in these past 2 games. His help, he's not getting much help collectively from the starters as well. The bench is doing okay, but the starters need to contribute a little bit more often, as opposed to offset what Chet and Jalen Williams and Shea are doing out there. Outside of that, I mean, Anthony Edwards is being aggressive as he can. But defensively, they're smothering them. They're contesting every shot, and they're making it very difficult for Anthony Edwards to get to the hole and get the points that he is getting. After these past 2 games, and looking at it, I'm kind of nervous for making my pick, for picking the Wolves. I thought they would have played much better. SGA showing why he is the MVP, being very efficient from the field and getting everyone else involved as well. And collectively as a team, defensively, I mean, they're doing what they've done all season long. They've won 68 games for a reason in season, and to see the Wolves down 2-0, I'm kind of shocked. I shouldn't be shocked, but I kind of am, thinking that the Wolves will play a little better, especially after winning the previous series 4-1. And I'm kind of sad a little bit.
Yeah, I think the thing is, for me, is that they're doing a great job of turning Minnesota over, and they're doing a great job of taking care of the basketball. They forced 14 turnovers, turned those into points. They only had 6 turnovers. And the difference is that this is a team, and like we talk about this all the time, you look at their wing guys, they're loaded with wing defenders. They got 6 quality guys on a give. Forget the starters. When they come in with their role players, they come in with Caruso. They come in with Wallace. They come in with Isaiah Joe. They come in with Wiggins. Bro, those are elite. They're elite defenders on the wing. Yeah. And you see, I mean, their deflections and tips, even if they don't steal the ball, Ocho, now because they've gotten a deflection, they've taken 3, 4, 5 seconds off the shot clock. Now you're in a rush to get into your set to try to get a quality shot. They make you pay for every turnover, every bad shot that you take. You throw up something, and all of a sudden you hit the floor. They got the ball. It's ahead, and the next thing you know, they're laying it up at the other end. Go ahead, Roy.
Hey, I want to say, in terms of the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards didn't do it too much this game, but from the last, like 3 or 4 games, I feel like at the beginning of the game, when he gets to the basket, before he even feels the contact, he's like screaming, looking for the refs to bail him out. Yeah. And he misses those chippies around the rim. I've seen him go body to body and just like dunk on people. I know that's not always like how it goes, but he has that finesse Euro step and everything like that. And the next thing I will say is, like, I'm a little bit harder on big guys. And I think something that you said earlier on about Gobert playing against competent bigs, you know, when
quan trọng không phải là nó giàu hay chưa giàu, mà là cái quan trọng là ông Vinh hỏi là cái mạng mới, nhân viên mới, mạng mới lên, sản xuất mạng mới, cái mạng mới đâu? Có trả lời này.
Đấy, người nghĩa lên.
Đấy, người lên rồi, bây giờ lại nói nó là chưa giàu thì không cần gọi đi. Gửi lên rồi gọi đi nào cũng nói.
Không ai không phải chưa dùng.
Thế đây chưa dùng những cái vấn đề chính ông Vinh hỏi gọi trả lời nào.
Gì?
Mạng mới đâu?
Mấy bạn nó quanh trước rồi gửi lên.
Gửi lên thì bây giờ phải gửi lên cho